Hello and welcome guys to another project. We're gonna build the MERN, which means MongoDB, Express, React, and Node.js. We're gonna build the blog. So it's gonna be the CRUD application, which means we can read, we can create, update, and delete. Alright, so let's see how it's work, guys. So we can see the article in here. If we click on the title, so we load from the MongoDB this particular article, so we can go back. So let's click on this one. So and it's coming from the MongoDB. All right, so let's update. So we can update, and you can see it's load the data for this article. So let's add exclamation mark in here like 3 times to see it. Let's click update article, and we can see the message article is updated successfully. Let's go back to main. Let's reload. We update this guy. Let's reload, and you see it's a 3 exclamation mark. So also we can create article. We can move this button, I don't know, somewhere in here, but I just keep it here. Okay, so let's create the new article. I don't know, let's author name like Nick Baskov or whatever, just Nick. All right, the title, I don't know, just JavaScript. And for the article, let's use the dummy text. Let's use this one. Let's add. All right, let's post. So, and we got a message which is article posted successfully. Let's go back. Let's reload, and we got our JavaScript article. All right. Also, we can delete. And we have the alert. What article is deleted? Let's press OK. So, alright guys, it's looks simple, but we gotta do some work to this application working correctly. So it's no error. Okay, so let's start. And let me open the git bash, and let's switch to desktop. Alright, let's create a directory. We're gonna name it MERN blog I don't know, tutorial. Let's cd switch to the MERN blog tutorial. And alright, let's open it with the Visual Studio Code. I'm gonna use the Visual Studio. You can use any you prefer. So to start the Visual Studio, just type code dot and press enter. Alright. Now let's initialize our project, and npm init like -y, which means yes for everything. Okay, it's create the package JSON, and now let's clear. It doesn't want to clear. Okay, let's npm install. Alright, good. And let's create server.js, and now we're gonna start to build our server. But first of all, we need to install some dependencies. First, we need to express. So npm install express. Then we're gonna need the mongoose. What else we need? Let's install course. Let's press enter. Alright, we install the dependencies. And okay, so let's close for now this guy, and let's create our server, node server with Express. So first we need the Express. Second one, we're gonna bring the mongoose. And let's bring for now the course. And now let's initialize our variable app, which we're gonna use with Express. Now let's create the port variable where we're gonna say the process dot environment env dot port. I'm gonna say we're gonna use 8080 port. Let's bring the course. We're gonna say app to use course. We're gonna need it later when we're gonna connect our client side to server side. So, and I forget to tell you guys what we're gonna create in this video. We're gonna create full functionality backend. Alright, so let's continue. Let's add the app that use express.json. In this version of Express, guys, we don't need anymore the body parser, so we can use just express.json. So we're gonna connect to our MongoDB, but before we're gonna create the functionality, we need to go to MongoDB Atlas, because we're gonna use the Atlas. Guys, you need to, if you don't have the account, it's free. You just go through the process of registration, and when you complete, you're gonna jump on this page, so we can create now the cluster. So let's create it for free. We can use, I don't know, Google platform, on Amazon, I don't know, let's Oregon, and cluster name, let's create MERN blog, and let's create the cluster. It's take time some to create the cluster, you can see, guys, so need to wait a little bit. New cluster take between 1 to 3 minutes to provision. Alright, so it's create a cluster for us. Let's check collections. We don't need, of course it's empty because we not create any collection. So first of all, alright, we'll come back in a little bit. Now we need to connect. Alright, we need to build a connection. That's where we're gonna use the mongoose. So let's create a variable count URI process .env, and I'm gonna say Atlas URI. I'm gonna explain you in a little bit, guys, what this means, what this variable means. But actually, no. Let's do right away. We're gonna connect in our env file. So let's save the server, and now let's create the new file and name it env. Where's gonna be the string, the connection to our MongoDB Atlas. Alright, first of all, we need to grab the connection string. Let's create the user. MERN blog 123. It's username, and I'm gonna same password. Copy and paste. So and create the user. Alright, so we successfully create the user. Now choose the connection. We're gonna choose the connect your application. Alright, and we need to copy this string, so I copy it. Let's go back to code editor and let's add Atlas URI. You remember we just create the variable, we name it URI, and we pass the process the env Atlas URI. Let's save this and you remember we copy this string and we just paste, Control V, and here's gonna be our username and the password. You remember we're same username and the password name. Oops. Passed. So let's save it. Let's go back and let's continue the connection. Mongoose that connect URI and use new URL parcel, so it's gonna be true. So let's save, let's continue, let's create the variable const, we're gonna name it connection equal mongoose that connection. Alright, and connection dot once open, and we want to pass the function with the console message and be connection establish it. Alright, let's save. So what we just created, guys, so we connect with the mongoose to our URI and pass the use new URL parcel to be true, and then we create the variable connection mongoose that connection, and we say connection once, which means when it's connect once and open. So we wanna cancel this message, so we're gonna know the connection is success, so everything worked good. Alright, so now let's check our connection. So here's good. Alright, so let's rename the server. Let's save, let's open terminal, clear, doesn't do the clear. Okay, now we're gonna say node server.js. Okay, we're gonna, so the error, the URI parameter to open must be string. So guys, I forget a couple things. First of all, let's open terminal, and we need to install .env package, npm install, I short for install, .env. So to connect to our env file, so let's add one more configuration. It's going to be wire .env and .config. Alright, so and we forget to listen the port, so app.listen the port, it's gonna be arrow function, and we're gonna console.log, so we're gonna know so everything is working, especially the ports. So we're gonna say, we're gonna put the string, the app is running on the port, and which is 8080. All right. Now it should be work. Let's open. Let's open again. So I'm gonna say node server.js. So we'll specify the file. Press enter. So the app is running on port 8080, but deprecation warning: current server discovery and monitoring engine is deprecated and will be removed in a future version. To use the new server discover and monitoring engine pass option, use unify topology true. All right, let's copy this guy. Let's add right next of this. All right. Okay, we passed it. Okay, so let's disconnect and let's connect again. Node server.js. So the app is running on port 8080. MongoDB connection established successfully. So we got two strings: MongoDB successfully established, and our application running on port 8080. All right, so you know what, guys, let's install one more package. Open one more terminal, which called NodeMon. So NodeMon help just restart the server every time when we save the application, so we don't need every time just disconnect and connect again and again. So to do this, npm so install. We're gonna put it for the development only. So we're gonna say save dev and NodeMon. All right, so and if we open this guy, let's close. Let's clear. Why it doesn't clear? It's some bug. Okay, let's do. So we're gonna say NodeMon and specify the file server. We can add the JS, but JavaScript no is a file JavaScript. Okay, so press enter. Okay, and NodeMon is running. So every time when we save, for example, let's add the exclamation marks in here, and I do Control save. You see NodeMon restarting and restart the server. It's really handful when you develop. All right, so let's save again. All right, so looks like we connect our server, and what we're gonna do next? Let's go back. First of all, guys, all right, so now we're gonna create the routes, and let's create new folder in here, and we're gonna name it routes. All right, and let's create the new route in here, and gonna name it articles. All right, oops, need to use the extension GS. All right, and we're gonna bring the express in here. Const express equal wire express, and we're gonna bring the router. Const gonna name the variable router equal express dot router, like this. So it's gonna help us route in our application, in our backend. So all right, You know what, guys? Let's create the Mongoose schema first. Yeah, let's create it. Let's go. Let's save for now the articles, and let's create a folder. We're gonna name it models. Where's gonna be our schemas, and we're gonna create the article or articles.js. All right, and let's bring the Mongoose. Let's acquire Mongoose, and let's create the variable and name it schema, and Mongoose dot schema. We just bring the schema from Mongoose. And what is schema, guys? Let's first create, and I'm gonna explain you what is this. All right, so let's create const, and we're gonna name it article schema equal new schema, and it's gonna be the object, and schema gonna contains our values of title of article, the author name, and of course the article by itself, the text. All right, so let's say title. It's gonna be the object, and it's gonna be the type string, because we're gonna grab it from the input, and we're gonna say required. It's gonna be true. Alright, required, and next, and it's gonna be article type, gonna be the string, and required true. So the input must be filled. If submit without filling, it's gonna be the error. All right, so and the last one, we're gonna create author name, if I spelled right. Yeah, okay, and same the type, it's gonna be the string, and required, so it's gonna be the true. All right, so we create our schema. It's gonna be the const. Okay, so if you already guess the type string and required, so you submit without filling the title, so it's gonna be the error. And next, what we're gonna do, next variable const, and we're gonna name it article. Articles, yeah, okay, and we're gonna say the Mongoose dot model, and we're gonna specify the article with our article schema. All right, and don't forget to export module dot exports, and it's gonna be our articles we're gonna use in our routes to get, to post, update, and delete. All right, so we're done with the schema. Let's go to our routes and continue. Now we need to bring our article schema in here. Const articles, and articles, and from require, and the path, it's gonna be 2 levels up in the models and the articles. All right, and first route, it's gonna be get. We're gonna get the article from the MongoDB. All right, so Now we're gonna use router dot get, and the path gonna be our main application page. It's home page, right? So we're gonna get to the main page, and let's add the request, response, arrow function, and let's get articles dot find in Mongo. And when we find, we want the promise, then, and we're gonna like map through our articles. So it's gonna be the arrow function article, and we wanna response in a JSON format, article. All right, and if some error, let's catch the error, catch error, and the arrow function is gonna be the response and status 400, which is bad response, and we're gonna send the JSON with the message. I'm gonna use backticks, error, backticks or template literals, and we're gonna add the error in here. So, all right, so let's recap what we just created. Articles, it's articles, not article. Articles, okay, good, so it's safe. So what we just create, guys, we use the route we bring from the express router, and we get the URL, I mean our route, to main, and we use the response. We want a response from our MongoDB server. So we say schema, which gonna be in our MongoDB. All right, we want to find in the MongoDB in schema, and when we find all our articles, we want to promise. So it's gonna look through all the articles and gonna return to us with the JSON file. All right, a JSON format, I mean. And if some error, we want to catch error with status 400, which is bad one, and then we want to respond the message for this error. All right, so that's it. So next, what we're gonna do, guys, now let's go to our Atlas. Let's close this guy, and let's open our collections, which is empty and no collections. So let's all right, so let's create the database. So it's the access. Let's create the database name. Let's name it same MERN. I don't know, like this blog, and enter the collection name. We're gonna name it articles. Okay, let's create. Alright, we create the database with document articles, and let's add the new document. So let's add the schema. So you remember, guys, we have the schema, where's models, schema, title, article, author name. So now we're gonna do by the hands, because we don't create the request, routes for the add articles. That's what we're gonna do in the future. Now we wanna just see if we can get get the data from the MongoDB, right? So it's going to be title, I don't know, like a test title 1. All right, insert, and oops, okay, let's update, add field after title. Yeah, we need the article, if it's right. Let's see. Yeah, it's article, article, and test article 1. All right, update, and last one. Let's add our author name. Okay, the author, if I spelled it correct, author name, yes, and I don't know, like a Boris. All right, update, good. Okay, we got one article with individual ID. All right, we're gonna use for the backend to check if our backend, our server side working correct. We're gonna use the Postman. If you don't have, guys, just download, just go to Postman. I don't know, like, oh, my machine is slowing down because it's Postman. So you just go to the official site for the Postman and download. You're gonna get this application, which is so good. All right, so how to get from our database? We need just type http localhost 8080 articles. Oh, we forget one more thing, guys. We need to bring to the server in here. We need to bring the middleware with our articles route. So first of all, let's create a variable. We're gonna name it articles router, and it's require, and the path going to be routes. Okay, routes and the articles. Routes articles. It's from here. Okay, so we bring it in, and one more. We're gonna say app.use, and the path articles, and we're gonna specify the path, which is this guy. Oh, I didn't mean it. Just copy the variable. All right, so now it's everything good. Now it's supposed to work. Let's go back to Postman, and we go to our local host, which is backend 8080, and give the route to our articles, and we're gonna use the get request, because in the articles routes we want to get from our MongoDB the articles. Okay, let's try it. If it's no some error, oops, does not connect. Don't want to connect. Let's see what kind of error in here. Yeah, route use require middleware function, but require middleware function, but get a get type. Okay, I think I forget something, guys. In our routes I didn't export, so module My machine is slowing down because I think it's hot. Yeah, I need to cool down a little bit. I think I make a pause. So let's first check let's first done with our get request express. Oh, what I'm doing express. Oh, exports. We need the exports, and we need to export this guy router. So router like this. Let's save. Let's go back, and all right, should be work. Let's see. Empty. Why empty? Okay, empty. Cause I think we need to specify the name of one database, I guess. So it's what's the name of database? It's a MERN blog. Let's go. Let's add MERN blog. Let's save. Let's see now. Let's send. Okay, we got our Boris from the Atlas. Okay. Okay, so I think guys we're good for this video because it's almost 40 minutes. In the next video we're gonna create post and we're gonna find by ID and we're gonna update and we're gonna delete the article. If you're new to this channel and not subscribed, so please subscribe to not miss the next videos. And if you guys like this video, please thumb up and to support this channel because it's mean for me the world. So it support a lot the channel when you guys like it, dislike it, when you comment. And of course, if you have a question and comments, you can ask and I try to respond as soon as possible. Alright guys, see you in the next video.